Good morning children. Sairam. As you know that we have already started with lesson number 4 in political science, that is the United Nations UN, and we have already finished with the first two part of the lesson. So today we'll be doing the part 3 of lesson number 4, the United Nations. Now first we'll revise what we have learned in the first part. Now, accordingly, we have seen children, there are reasons which were responsible for the formation of the United Nations organization. Okay, and we have also learned that the what are we going to learn about this in the lesson is its objectives and then its role, okay, in maintaining international peace and order and security in the country. So its main aim and objective is to maintain international peace, world peace all over. Okay, and so with respect to this organization was set up. But before that, we have also just gone through the background of the United Nations, the formation of United Nations. As we have seen that in the First World War, there was a quite loss of life and property, and as a result, it was decided to have an organization which would maintain peace in the country. So accordingly, after the First World War was over, the League of Nations was established. Now, but the League of Nations failed to fulfill its objectives, and as a result, it resulted into the Second World War, wherein we could see that in the Second World War there was a use of nuclear weapons, and which in turn caused a lot of destruction to life and property. And as this resulted in the Second World War, so we had seen that the League of Nations failed to fulfill its objective. So with respect to this, in order to maintain world peace and security, an organization was decided to form, that was the United Nations organization. And we could see that there were total 50 members who had 50 countries who had become the members of this United Nations organization. It was established in 1945 at San Francisco, and later on we could see that the number of membership of the countries, it increased to 193. And so you'll find that United Nation is like a world government. As we have the state government, the central government ruling ruling our country, similarly United Nations, it plays a role of a government, that is the world government. So, the United Nations is an international organization that has established to ensure peace and security at the international level. So, United Nations was established in order to maintain peace and security at international level, and this is the emblem of the United Nations. And then further, we have also learned about the General Assembly. Okay, wherein we could see that there were certain the members, what was, we have learned about the structure of the General Assembly, and also what was the objectives of the General Assembly. And we have seen the headquarters of the United Nations. Where is it? It is at New York. And English, French, Russian, Spanish, Chinese and Arabic are the official languages of the United Nations. Okay, so these are the official languages of the United Nations, wherein we could find that all the necessary decisions are being taken in. Then we have also learned about the structure of the General Assembly. We have learned there are total how many organs of United Nations? There are total 6 organs. Okay, 6 organs of the United Nations organizations, and out of which we have learned one organ, that is the General Assembly. We have also seen its objectives and also the structure of General Assembly. Now today we shall proceed on to the next organ of the United Nations, that is the Security Council. Now what is a Security Council? In a Security Council we'll find that there are 15 members. How many members are there? Yes, there are total 15 members in the Security Council. Of them, 5 are permanent members while 10 are non-permanent members. So here I have shown you before earlier the picture of the Security Council, wherein they come together and decide related to the issues of the countries. And how many total? There are total 5 permanent members and there are 10 non-permanent members. Out of the 15, there are 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. Now this non-permanent members, they are chosen every 2 years by the General Assembly. So who chooses the non-permanent members? It is the General Assembly chooses the non-permanent members every 2 years. America, Russia, England, France and China are permanent members of the Security Council. So which are the permanent members? America, Russia, England, France and China. These are the permanent members of the Security Council. Now they have the veto power. Now who has this veto power? The 5 permanent members, they have the veto power. Now what is this veto power? Veto power for any decisions to be taken, the assent of all 5 permanent members and 4 non-permanent members is necessary. So whatever decisions related to any issues that has been taken in the United Nations, so the permission or the assent of this 5 permanent members, and out of the 10 non-permanent members, 4 permanent members assent is necessary. If even one of the 5 permanent members uses this veto, that is gives a negative vote. So what does it mean by veto? To give a negative vote, that means if they do not agree with the decisions of the UN, out of this any 5 members, if any one of them also disagree, then the decision cannot be taken. Okay, so this is what is the Security Council. Okay, now let's learn about the functions of the Security Council. Now what is the main responsibility of the Security Council is to maintain international peace and security. So what is the main responsibility? To maintain world peace and security. The Security Council may suggest one among the following alternatives in situations of international conflict. Suppose if there are any international conflicts between any 2 countries, so that Security Council may suggest measures. So out of these measures, either to end the conflict or to resolve the conflict and make efforts to establish peace. Okay, so that is also first an attempt is made to solve the issues by negotiations, but to certain extent, if it is not possible, then it may lead to further war. So that is why the most important responsibility is to maintain peace in the country. Impose economic sanctions or take a decision of military action against the aggressor nation. So either to impose an economic sanction, any if they have to pay anything, any contribution or any compensation, then that has been sanctioned. And also suppose if there are chances of war, then also to make the military power strong and to take military action, again that is the decision of the Security Council. But at the very first, they try to solve it by negotiations. Next, to prepare policies for arms control. So the next function is to prepare policies for arms control. As I told you, to make the defense strong, so also the policies need to be made strong for the and to control the arms, that means the production of equipments, arms, ammunitions and the use of it accordingly. To play a joint role along with the General Assembly in the appointments of the judges of the International Court of Justice and of the United Nations Secretary General. So again it plays a role of along with the General Assembly, it also appoints the judges of the International Court of Justice. Now this International Court of Justice is again one more organ of the United Nations. So who appoints the judges in the International Court of Justice? It is the General Assembly and the Security Council, and also the Secretary General of the United Nations is appointed by them. Suggestions are being made to reform the Security Council and make it more democratic. So also there are certain suggestions to keep changing, doing changes in the Security Council and make it more democratic. India is making efforts to get the permanent membership of the Security Council. So India is making efforts to get the permanent membership of the Security Council. Okay, so you can see this is the Security Council, wherein the 15 members, that means the 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members, they sit together and take decisions related to certain issues. Okay, so in this way children, today we have learnt about one more organ of the United Nations, that is the Security Council. So far we have learnt about the 2 organs of the United Nations organization and what are they, and the structure of General Assembly, also of the Security Council, and also functions of both. So we shall stop here for today. We shall proceed with the next organs in our next class. Till then, thank you children.